choke on all this fresh country air. How along with the fashionable stench of a city street. Countryside's so deceitful. Remember how beautiful it looked when we were rich and used to drive through it in Father's great coach.
All the charming peasants at their labours. All the little shepherdesses and the milkmaids. The honest farmer's wife wiping her honest brow. How is it everything turned out so horrid?
Fact is, it's lovely to pass through the countryside, but miserable to be part of the view.
Someday, dear sister-in-law, I hope that you won't be part of my view.
You wouldn't have to look at me so much if you did an honest day's work round here.
Lucy, I won't have you say another word against my husband. Where would we be if we didn't have the game he killed for our dinner?
Game? You call those nasty little birds he catches game? I've spotted flies that were bigger than that. It'd be far better if you helped round here on the farm.
Rubbish. I was raised a gentleman. I don't come from peasant stock like you. I married beneath me.
Oh, peasant? Our father had a fleet of ships which are famous for...
For sinking.
Well, at least you could chop up some wood for the fire.
Yeah, I could start with that pile of splinters your father sits in all day.
Can't you ever stop arguing?
We don't need advice from you, young man.
Do you know how sad it makes Father?
Father likes looking sad. Don't you, Father?
Father's only happy when he's sad.
I hate to speak ill of the dead, but I do think it was selfish of Belle to go off to die without leaving her recipe for barley bread.
Susan, I will not have you say one word against my sainted sister.
Ah, you're a fine one to talk. You were always so rude to her.
Rude, yes, that's because I'm honest and direct. Never sarcastic. But not pretty.
Oh, Felix. Oh, good boy, Felix. Oh,
Dear God, we thank you for what you've given us. Please bless our poor sister Belle in heaven.
Amen. Now, will you give me some of that filthy porridge?
it's enough that I cook around here. I shall no longer wait on any of you. If you want something, you can fetch it for yourselves.
Is it really you?
Oh, indeed it is. How did you get here?
When did you get here?
Did you escape? Is he following?
In a moment, I'll answer all your questions. Just let me look at you.
She's thinner.
Fatter.
Beautiful.
Is he coming too?
Who?
The beast.
Oh, no, he cannot leave the castle.
He tired of her. I knew he would, just as I warned. Give them your youth and beauty, and they abandon you.
No, Lucy, I'm only here for a holiday. I return in a week.
Yes, let her be. You'll hear about it later on.
Come, let me show you the gifts I brought. You see, this one is for you. Oh, no, don't be afraid. It's perfectly safe, I assure you. Thank you. Susan, for you. Thank you, Belle. And Nicholas, I brought these for you.
What do I want with those?
Well, there was nothing in the king's treasure chest for a boy, and I thought these would make excellent lures for your fishing pole. Emeralds for catching fish? That's madness.
I'll try them at once.
Nicholas, give them to me, and I'll have Anthony dig up a nice bucket of earthworms for you. No, Susan, you have your gift. I want Nicholas to have those. As you wish, Belle. I suppose he gave you jewels enough to squander as you will. No, I have no jewels.
Come, Belle. You must have brought something back with you.
Nothing.
What about that ring you're wearing?
Keepsake.
Let me try it on.
I think not. It must be a very valuable keepsake if you refuse your own sister's request. It is from the king, and I value all his gifts. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll change my clothes and go fishing with Nicholas. She's different.
Nonsense.
Susan's right for the first time in her life, Father. Belle's grown haughty and superior.
Oh, Belle, I've caught one. Look.
Oh, it's a beauty, Nicholas.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's a beauty. Get it here.
Oh, yes, you can bring... that's it.
It's wonderful.
Oh, look.
Well, now let's put him back quickly.
But why? I want to show him to the family.
Well, Susan says that we're having venison for dinner tonight. You mustn't kill something that you cannot eat, Nicholas.
But I'll never catch another one like it.
Well, of course not. Nothing ever happens twice the same way. That's the pleasure of living. There.
Is that what the beast told you?
How did you know that?
Whenever you say something that you really believe, something he said.
Yes. He's the wisest creature I've ever known.
Belle! Nicholas! Come, see your dinner. A beauty, eh? Big, and it'll be tasty, too. Got him with one shot. You don't believe me? Then stay and watch me kill the fawn and the doe.
Surely there's enough meat in that stag to feed us for days, Anthony. Why must you kill more?
Why not? It's daylight. We can kill as long as we have the light. What do you say, boy? Want to try my gun?
Belle, would you mind if I...
You may do as you please. But I'm going home.
Father, look at her, taking all the choice bits for herself.
Nonsense, I left the haunch for you.
Bristle and bone, that's what you left. Not that I mind, but you know how Anthony likes his meat fat.
He must. Why else would he have married you?
Girls, no quarrels enough, please.
You may take mine, Anthony. I haven't touched it.
Belle, what's wrong?
Nothing. I'm not hungry today.
I suppose our food isn't fine enough after what she's used to eating at the castle.
No doubt we don't prepare it like the beast did. Belle likes to eat hers on the hoof.
The king did eat his food raw, but only to survive. Killing and eating were not blood sports at the castle.
Well, you'll just have to get used to the way things are done at home.
Papa, may I be excused? I would like to work in my garden for a bit and prune the roses. Papa, I will always love you.
Belle? Belle?
Yes, Nick.
May I help you?
There's little enough left for me to do. I've missed the bloom. Well, yes, you could stake that bush up against the wind if you like.
I'm sorry about leaving you to go hunting with Anthony.
You're nearly a grown man. You're free to do as you choose.
It wasn't what you wanted.
What I want doesn't matter here. In the human world, one must behave as a human.
Is that so hard for you, Belle?
Yes. I'm afraid I can no longer live without magic.
Oh, if it's magic you want, I can give it to you.
Oh, you can. How?
Oh, I learned some splendid card tricks from a traveling minstrel.
Nicholas, that's not magic.
If there's some sort of trick of the beast that you favor, I could learn it, I promise you. Well, maybe not a blue rose, but anything else.
No, that's not the kind of magic I miss. I miss his courtesy, his wisdom, his kindness. That's the kind of magic I feel I can no longer live without. And I don't think you can get that from a traveling minstrel.
When are you going to leave us?
Soon. My week is up tomorrow.
Tonight?
I think it's better that you don't know. I shall simply leave as I came. I don't want to hurt them, Nicholas. It's best that they think some enchantment took me away.
I'll never forget you, Belle.
Nor are you, Nicholas.
Now what ails him?
She probably snubbed him, too.
That's not it. Of course, I know. She's leaving tonight.
Without a word, she wouldn't. Father would never let her go.
That's why she's sneaking off.
Good riddance, I say. I'm tired of Princess Belle and her fancy ways. That beast is welcome to her.
Did you see the way she kept twisting her ring through lunch, afraid one of us might steal the precious jewel?
As if she couldn't spare one, with all she must have at the castle.
I'm going to ask her for it.
She'll never give it to you. She hardly ever has it off her finger, except when she's doing some gardening. I suppose she thinks she'll scratch it. So she leaves it in the garden shed.
You don't have to ask her for it.
What do you mean?
She's out there now, pruning her precious roses. She'll never see you go into the garden shed if you were careful.
Anthony, we could. Could we?
Only if you let me wear it Sundays. It's yours for the weekdays.
What's the matter, child?
My ring, it's gone.
Gone? I'll get the family to help you look for it. Children! Perhaps you've misplaced it.
No, I didn't misplace it. It was stolen from the potting shed.
Father, what's happened?
Why's Belle crying?
Belle's lost her ring. Have any of you seen it about?
I'll give you anything. Anything
Is it
else.
so valuable?
Yes!
Then you've only yourself to blame if some tinker passed by and stole it.
Imagine leaving a valuable ring about in a clay pot in a shed.
How did you know where I left it?
Doesn't everyone leave rings in clay pots?
Lucy, did you take my ring?
Are you accusing me of stealing, Belle? If that is so, you've not only lost a ring, you've lost a sister.
2 sisters. Come, Anthony. We will not witness these family squabbles.
Oh, Father, make them return it to me.
Don't worry, Belle. I'll see that they return it. I won't have any stealing in my house. Give them time to think on what they've done.
Oh.
And I promise you that within a week, your ring will reappear.
Papa, there is no time.
Well, why is it so urgent that you have this ring?
It was the ring that brought me from the castle. And it is the only ring that can take me back to the castle.
So that's why it's so dear to you.
Yes. I promised the king that I would be back at the week's end. And it is now 7 days.
And nobody will blame you if you break your promise to that creature.
But I want to keep the promise. Papa, if I do not return, he will die.
Good. Then you will get rid of the spell that is cast over you.